Life offers no guarantees, but the one thing we've learned for sure is that the time we have is indeed precious. The more time we spend with family, friends, and with nature can make the difference between living a good life and living a great one. Join us on our quest to be participants rather than observers, to learn from our mistakes, to share our successes and our failures as we spend all of the time we have chasing our dreams, fueling our passion, and fueling the fire in the great outdoors. Closed captioning is brought to you by letsrolloutals.ca.
They're on the ground. They're out of the trees. I can hear that hen. Oh, there's another one. 3 of them. They're all jigs. They're all jigs. The tom is way back there. The tom way back there. Yeah. And Luke and I have 3 jigs to my left and 1 big tom out front, and we're getting busted by a white coyote. He's coming. He's coming right at us. He's coming. He's coming straight in. He's coming straight in. Hot Nebby. Hot Nebby's going after those fires. He's going after those turkeys. He sees those 3. Yeah. He's looking right at those turkeys. There he goes. He wants them. He wants them. He wants them. I'm gonna call him over here. Okay. Call him. Oh, he busted us. No. There he goes. All right, well, plan A for this morning just got busted. That was cool, though. We saw a white coyote, and we had some jigs to our left, and a nice big tom way out in front. But that coyote was looking for breakfast. We have a couple more birds to our right, so we'll see what happens here, but I think that was our best shot.
Welcome to this week's Learning Curve tip. And what we're going to talk about today is turkey calling. Now, I'm by no means a turkey calling expert, but that doesn't matter. What we're trying to get hunters to do is to consider going out for spring gobblers, because you get to interact into that whole breeding cycle of that turkey to try and trick those birds into coming in to your setup. One of the most important pieces in your arsenal is learning how to mouth call. And it's actually intimidating at first for lots of reasons. 1, you don't want to sound stupid. 2, some of us actually will have that gag reflex because the turkey call itself is too big. Every hunter will have a different shaped mouth, and it's important to match the call to the hunter. The basic structure of a diaphragm call has an aluminum U-shaped frame with pieces of latex laid over top. You can have a 1-piece, a 2-piece, or a 3-piece or 3-reed call. That tape actually helps form the seal against the roof of your mouth. You're trying to pass airflow between your tongue and the bottom of that call, like so. Airflow is paramount, because that's what actually, that vibration actually makes that sound. So don't be afraid to try a different type of diaphragm call or a different size, or if you want to, try and cut it very uniformly around, maybe taking back 1/8 or 1/16 of an inch at a time. This call, I actually hated using the first time I tried calling. And it's because it has this little piece of plastic that's over top of the reeds. It actually helped form this call right to the roof of my mouth and kept a really tight seal. That tighter seal actually allows me to create a higher pitched call. The first thing to try and do with a call like this is try to get it to make some noise. And that's by making sure you've got a firm seal against the top of your mouth and you're pushing air across that channel. Once you have that sound coming out, relax your jaw. When you relax your jaw, it automatically changes the tone of the call. It's subtle, but then you've got two different pitches to that. You've got a front end note and you've got a lower raspy note. So when I say the word chick or chick, 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 this is the way it sounds. Once you have that cluck down, now you can start to try and get her into a rhythm to create a yelp. And when I do a yelp, I try and use the word chuck. It actually pulls that U a little bit longer. The other call that I find that this particular diaphragm call allows me to make is that kiki run, a high-pitched call. Then use PPP. I find that kiki call, that locator call, really helps in the spring when those birds were broken up by coming in and they're actively seeking to regroup. I can create all kinds of sounds to imitate turkeys without having to move my hand with a pot call or a box call and be ready for that tom to come in. This is how you get better at hunting. You practice and practice and practice. But there's no better reward than taking that big tom after you use your arsenal to bring him in and trick him to come right into your setup. It's one of the best ways to fuel your passion, fuel the fire, and get outdoors. This segment of Fuel the Fire TV was brought to you by Manitoulin Chrysler.
We just did a real quick little drive, and I saw a great big tom. So we're gonna do a run and gun real quick. And that's just what you need. We're only gonna take one. A great big tom. And he's all by himself. All right. We're gonna try and cut him off. All right, let's go. It looked like he busted this way, and we can hear a gobble way back in the distance here. We did some calling here, and it seems dead on this side, but we're gonna head back across this little cedar patch and see if we can pull that tom out of there. We got a bird coming in. He's coming in hot. There, Luke. Luke, I think he's gonna come this way. Do you have a shot there? Do you have a shot there, Luke? Don't move. He's coming out right here. We should almost switch. Easy, easy, easy. Wait, 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 wait.
behind the camera.
That was cool. Alright! Got it! Oh man! Oh, that was crazy! Oh, this is a big bird. Look at that. The Benelli laying the smack down. Make sure that's open. Look at this guy. Oh, he's heavy as heck. Oh man. Get down here, look. That's a beautiful bird. Look at that. Look at that fin. Just perfect. You know, we saw this bird and he was by himself, and that's exactly what you want to see is a great big tom by himself. And he came in for a long time.
We worked him hard. I mean, we seen him, you know, from a ways bit, and we came in front of him and just calling. Neil was doing the call.
Yeah.
And he said, "Let's get in front of him." We got in front of him. Boy, he didn't come out where we thought
Thought he was gonna come out, but he came out. He kitty cornered us, and just a great big fan on him. Wow, that's awesome. Paul just texted me and said, "I see you're in the bush." I said, "Yeah, we're on a big tom." Fueling the passion, fueling the fire, and getting outdoors. Big tom down, buddy. Boom!
This segment is brought to you by JR Wetlands Outfitters. Welcome back to Fuel the Fire TV. In this segment, we're going to introduce some pro staffers from Northern Boys Outfitting that have joined the Fuel the Fire team. But before we go to their turkey hunts, we want to talk about a box call or a friction call. This is a call that I love to have in my turkey vest because it's loud and it's easy to use. You take the paddle and you rub it against the top of the box, and that hollowed out box actually creates that amplified sound. You can make that yelp, or you can cut. When we're doing that run and gun turkey, this call seems to light up toms more than any other call I use. And this is the rhythm that I use. When we first started turkey calling, we did a lot of run and gun, and Rob Seifert got me hooked on this call. And once you find that rhythm, toms find it irresistible. It carries a long way, especially if it's windy. It'll cut through that wind, or if you're walking and running and gunning a big piece of property and trying to light up a tom at a distance. Now let's check out Al and Laura from Northern Boys Outfitting TV, our new pro staffers for Fuel the Fire.
So we're sighting in for our turkey hunt. We're trying to just kind of see what our pattern is going to be like and get it so we know where we're going to be hitting when we're out there. Hopefully get some turkeys in the upcoming weekend. The chokes are working really well. We got really good grouping on the shots. It was pretty decent out of 40 yards. I could go a little further, but I think I'm just going to try to make all my shots within the 40. Definitely felt a lot more comfortable there. But great day. We did a little bit of skeet shooting and everything. It was a lot of fun.
Hey guys, we're headed down south again. We weren't too successful last weekend, but we're gonna have Steve set us up again, and we kind of raided Canadian Tire and bought every turkey call we can find. So hopefully we do good, and we bring home some turkeys this weekend.
little foam decoy and the wind's pretty strong, so he wouldn't come right to it. Every time he wanted to come to it, the wind would pick up and the decoy would start shaking. So he was getting really nervous, so all I had was a shot through the brush. And I just wanted to make sure she kind of had him in there. And so he's down and I got him up there, so it looks pretty good. I think it's got a pretty decent beard on it and everything, so we're gonna go up there and see him.
Good job, guys.
Well, here's my bird. My first ever turkey. Really beautiful bird. The colors are just great on them. It's got a fairly decent little beard on it. Heavy bird. This is the first morning of our last weekend turkey hunting, and it's been amazing already. So we're gonna get a tag on this guy and head back to the house and celebrate.
This segment of Fuel the Fire TV is brought to you by Buck Down Archery. The third tip that I want to share with you today is shock calling. Those wee morning hours when you're walking into your turkey stand where you think you have birds on the roost or you spotted them the night before, you want to locate them. And turkeys will respond to different noises in the bush. They'll respond to owl hoots, and this call is called a shock gobble, and it emulates a barred owl. You've heard this noise in the bush before. I find that turkeys just light up to this noise no matter what you do. It's easy to use, it's fun to use, and if you can gargle with mouthwash, you can make that sound at the end of an owl call. You know what? That just takes practice, but I encourage you to try that. Al and Tyler from Northern Boys Outfitting actually use this in their next hunt to go get set up on a big tom.
Beauty. So the gobble right there, it's probably the same tree that we scared them out of last time. Tom too. Yeah, nice, at least a 6-inch. Right on, brother. Nice calling, man. That was awesome. Not gonna lie, we both didn't really want to get out of bed this morning. And we came down here where we seen a little bit of sign yesterday. So I pulled out the owl call and I hooted on it. And we heard him gobble again, so we set up back on this little island. And all of a sudden you just see his little head peeking up over top of this little hill here, and he's seen her hen, which is clearly sexy enough for him to start getting all excited over, and came right up. But what, probably a 25, 30 yard shot? Like, yeah, well, just hammered him.
So you know how the bottom of the wings get filed off?
Oh yeah.
And you could feel them, eh? When you got close, you could feel that. Yeah, oh, beautiful fan too. Just a beautiful bird, buddy. Jeez, right on, buddy. That's sick, man. I think it might have worked out perfect. We might have spooked his hens that he had roosted for the night.
I was just about to say that.
When he came down, he was lonely and looking for love.
Second day here, man, we just got in and we started hearing some gobbles, and we put the hen down and buckled in by this tree, and man, Al was calling on the slate, and this guy just instantly started gobbling back to us. And then I was able to just see him right behind us is where we were sitting. And all I saw was his head. I was waiting, came up a little higher, and I saw his beard. I got this nice bird, man. I'm excited. I'm so happy right now. Can't wait to get back out there and get behind the camera, and hopefully Al gets a bird. It's awesome.
Well, that brings this week's episode to a close. If you haven't tried turkey hunting, you have to get out this spring. It is a ton of fun. You interact with the birds, you're getting fresh air, you're getting exercise, and you're participating. You're fueling that passion, you're fueling the fire, and hopefully you're taking your first big tom.